Hello, this is Dustin with Home Mender, and today we've got some rotten trim on a bay window. This comes down and it's kind of 30-degree angled trim board, and we've got some rot down here. You can see that this board has lost the corner and lost the edge. This probably could stand to be replaced, but what fun is that? We're gonna fix this rotten wood with Bondo, and I'm gonna show you how. Let's get to it. Now, we could easily pull all the rotten boards off and replace it, but I think we can save this. I get a lot of questions like, Dustin, how did you learn to do everything that you can do? Well, I'm gonna show you. But first, I've got this rotten wood, and I'm gonna use the Bondo to fix it, but I have to recreate this corner, otherwise it's gonna look like a homeowner special. I'm gonna take this stir stick and I'm gonna create a mold for my Bondo to fill right in there. When I was a young man, I was in Lexington, Kentucky, and I got a job as a building operator too, working at the dorms for the University in Kentucky. I felt like a total big shot. Now, Bondo is awesome, and inside the Bondo container, we have this little plastic mixing cap, and I've got some cream hardener. All right, we got our gray goo inside, and now we're gonna put our gray goo in our little mixing tote. All right, now Bondo is pretty hardcore stuff. We're gonna mix up enough to fill our little area there. There we go. All right, we're gonna put about this much for our first coat, okay? Now we've got the hardener. I'm just gonna squeeze in a little bit, and then let's make sure we get this mixed up really well, okay? Just mix this guy up in here. Now make sure all the cream hardener is going to mix in with your Bondo mixture, because it's gonna be easier to get it out of the clear mixing cap. All right, we're all mixed up well. I'm gonna put my mixture in the hole and use that stir stick as my guide over there. Make sure we get it right up to the edge and recreate that corner. There I learned to do anything that has to do with electric, water, or forced air. Changing light bulbs and replacing faucets and things like that. Which taught me all my home repair maintenance. Go ahead and hit this little guy too on our first coat. Of course, I was only like 23, but they gave me a radio, a two-way radio, and there would be a complex. The desk sends out work orders all throughout the day. So they would say, my number was 512. Make sure you get all in between your guide. 512, and then I would say, go ahead. Kerwin Tower, room 807, got a toilet stopped up. And then I would say 10-4, and I would go and ride my little car and go, and I'd unstop the toilet, and like humble beginnings. Let's go get this cleaned up. You can tell when it's ready to go because you can bend the little cup here, and then this will just kind of crack out. That's why you want to make sure you get your cream hardener and your Bondo mixture mixed up really well, so it sets evenly and can easily be removed from this guy. All right, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit so we're ready for our second coat. You can see it's hard, and we're just gonna scrape off the little extra in my corner here. And I also want to run a blade in between this and that, just to make sure we're not sticking too much to it, because Bondo is pretty hardcore. I think I'm gonna do a second coat to make sure I create this corner well, and then we can pull this off. So one of the things about the college that was crazy was these people are going to be running the country someday. And I would get things like I'm taking light bulbs up to a guy's room, a kid's room, and this guy is probably, I don't know, college age, 22, 23, whatever. And I would bring the light bulbs up there and he would say, what are these, just snap in? Snap in? So yeah, it was a little discouraging, some of the responses I would hear. Now I don't have a job and I have to find a new place to live. So I'm calling around and looking for a place to live, and it was a maintenance guy who does work on a bunch of properties outside of UK campus. So he hired me, and this is where I learned to do a lot of exterior repairs, like windows and windowsills, and installing doors, painting, and basically apartment turnover, which now taught me a lot of the apartment maintenance, then to a lot of the carpentry and construction, how to put in floors, how to trim them out, and all that stuff. Let's get our second coat is mixed up nice and even. Let's go ahead and put this guy on there again, filling in all the little low spots. Make sure you get that right up next to your form so we can create the corner. Smooth coat. All right, now I'm gonna hold my form because I saw it moving on me. So I'm gonna push this over just to keep it tight and do a nice smooth coat. Could do a smooth coat over here. And you can see this here went from like a small little lip to a feather, and which means when it gets so tight, I put a lot of pressure here. I put pressure on, but then as I go up, I put pressure tighter to the top, so then it works from just a feather. And if you're good at it, you don't even need to sand it. Still the second coat drying, I'm gonna take some of these high lips off, just because it's gonna make it easier when we sand it. All right, after the second coat, we are looking awesome. We're getting ready to pull off our little form board and get ready for the third coat. All right, let's get ready to pull off our little stir stick form board here. Just wanna make sure it's all detached. There we go. Nice. There you go. You can see we created this nice hard edge right there, and you won't even know that there's no board there. So after I learned all that stuff, we picked up with my two little girls and moved across the country to Virginia Beach. I started working for a contractor, and I just started listening to him, the way that he talked to the customer, and I was thinking, geez, I can do this. With him, I learned all my outside repairs. He did roofing and siding and flashing and things like that. So after that, I started my own business, and it blew up, and you can do that too. Now when your Bondo's dry, you can just crack the lid and all that'll come out. Now we get ready for our third coat. Now this is just a touch-up coat. We don't need a lot. Now this bad boy is ready for a light sand and a paint. I hope that video gave you the confidence to make your wood repair. Maybe you need to pull off the piece. Maybe you could just fix it with Bondo, but now you know how. Thank you for letting me share about, my training and where I learned it, University of Kentucky, all the way to Virginia Beach. So thank you for that. And if that gave you the confidence to make your home repair, go ahead and watch another video. I've got all kinds of home repair videos that'll teach you to fix your home. Thanks for watching.